Well, shaking folks, back with another reaction, back with some more acid-techno. Indeed, I'd like to say sorry and also thank you for the patience, for the techno and acid-techno people out there. I'm reacting to so many different things on the channel now, but I have not forgotten my roots. I have not forgotten, what I started when I started doing reactions on the old channel, and obviously when I did DJ mixes on the old channel for like 10 years. In any case, we're back for another Stay Up Forever tune. We're back with another tune from Chris and Sterling, meaning Chris Liberator and Sterling Moss. This tune is an absolutely monumental track. I really like this release. It's interesting. I mentioned before when I sort of not returned to acid techno, because I never went away from it, but again, there was a period in like the middle 2000s, the mid-aughties, where I just wasn't mixing as much, wasn't buying as much vinyl. And when I sort of returned from that and began buying more vinyl and began, mixing a lot more again, Chris and Sterling had sort of just started making tunes together, like I'm Bored, Acid Wah Wah Wah, Impact, and so on. So their tunes were really part of what got me to kind of recommit to buying vinyl with a passion and getting back into acid techno. Again, not that I ever went away from it, but it was sort of a renaissance, a reinvigoration. So these tunes from Chris and Sterling going back about a decade or a little bit more than that are very nostalgic to me, which is weird. It's, like more than a decade after I originally got into acid techno and started buying, techno and acid trance records. But now it's nostalgic because it's so much longer. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is that I'm getting old. So in any case, we're going to listen to a tune they did on Stay Up Forever 97. And as it always reminds us, do not exceed the dose. But we're going to listen to Level Zero. As I mentioned, both tunes on this record are absolutely fantastic. The other track, War on the Outside, which is sort of the title track of the release, it has a slightly darker, dirtier sound. It's a bit more wicked and heavy. Whereas this one, it's still thumping, it's still absolutely rocking, but it has a brighter, more energetic sort of feel to it. Of the two, I do think I like Level Zero more, but again, it's just on a given day, if I'm feeling a bit nastier, I'll mix War on the Outside. If I'm feeling a bit more exuberant and having it, then I'll mix Level Zero. So anyway, let's get it. This is Chris Liberator and Sterling Moss, and the track is Level Zero. For the record, I do have 2 copies of this, but at this point, I don't really feel the need to dig out both copies, because especially in some cases they're not together, and it's do I spend an extra half an hour just to visibly show that I have a second copy? No. So here we go. This is Chris Liberator, Sterling Moss, Level Zero, and let me get this little fluff ball off the stylus. It's pretty restrained at this point, but you can just feel it's ready to blow up. It's like a real suspense, anticipation. The tonal flare in the last bar. little acid flare on the corners. Whoa, whoa. In a way, it reminds me of that layer of the track Sterling did. I don't know what the heck is it called. It's also on Stay Up Forever. I'm blanking on it. I'll try to remember and put it in a comment in the description. It's like, it's having it, but it's fun. It's like very bright acid-techno tune. Wicked as it may be. Acid fireworks off into the sky. But the deep one too, like, industrial kind of like drone hat-ish kind of thing. Sort of like an acid ride-out section. I'd say that there's like a minute and a half left maybe. Laser gun acid. I do love that layer. Gives it like a, again, it's a bright tune, but there's like a bit of like black fog with that layer. Like it keeps the acid, like, there's a lot going on as we get right to the end of the tune. I feel like it is about to strip down, if I remember correctly. Which again, but still with enough going on, right? Like, I've talked about it before. I like long outros and intros, very DJ friendly, but I also like when there's something going on that makes it clear that it's that tune rather than just a kick, a clap, and a hat, where it's like, it could be any track, but we still have it. And that's, so there's still enough going on that like, you could long double drop this might as well just go over the new tune entirely. There's not much left there to hang around for. This little sonar. It's funny, when I do these reactions, I do often, whether it's techno, synth pop, punk rock, you name it. There are times where I notice little details that, when you're DJing and you're listening to two tunes at once and you're thinking about beat juggling and all sorts of little DJ techniques, you just don't, you don't pick up on every little subtle layer. But then when you sort of sit down and, just listen to the tune and let it wash over you, you do notice elements. So yeah, bottom line, there was that little sonar touch that maybe I noticed it before, but it really stood out this time, especially as we got to the end and, enough of the track sort of cleans up that you can hear it more clearly. But yeah, it just goes to show the attention to detail. Even sounds that in some parts of the tune are buried by other sounds, they're there doing work the whole time. So yeah, big ups to Chris and Sterling. As I mentioned before, and as I mentioned on my Discogs review of them, although I say that, I looked at their page the other day and I didn't see it. I was like, wait, so did I write this on I guess I must have written it about one of their tracks, but then I talked about them more generally. But yeah, devastating duo. Chris is paired up with so many different people in such devastating combinations. But yeah, there was a 10-12 year period where Chris and Sterling, it's just every track they put out, and they still make tracks together, to be absolutely clear. But again, Chris makes a lot of tracks with Sam DFL and some other people. So it feels like their tracks aren't quite as prolific as they were maybe 10 years ago. So, but again, they just released a track on one of the Stay Up Forever. Is it Overdose? I think it's the Stay Up Forever Overdose series. Welcome to the New Normal. Fantastic fucking track. So yeah, bottom line, big ups to Chris and Sterling. Do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.